right, now that you've had some time to work on this worksheet, I'm going to go over the answers and check to make sure that you have the right equations. If you're having trouble finding the point of intersection, hopefully this will help. The first question here says Derek is going to have a party catered. And it says that Good Eats charges $90 plus $10 per person. So we know this is given to us in slope-intercept form. The $90 is our y-intercept. The $10 per person is our slope. Food fare, on the other hand, charges $130 plus $6 per person. So the 130 is going to be our y-intercept, and the $6 per person is our slope. Letter A says, write and graph a linear system to represent total cost y in terms of the number of people x. On your paper, you should have labeled Good Eats. Now, if you didn't have the word Good Eats next to your equation, make sure you write it now. Good Eats should be y equals 10x plus 90. The other equation is food fare, and food fare needs to be the equation. Make sure you have it labeled on your paper. Y equals 6x plus 130. So that's the writing part. Now we need to graph it. So I'm going to start by graphing my y-intercepts. So at 0, 90, I have a point for Good Eats. Food fare, I have a point at 130. Now you have two options to find your point of intersection. You can use your graphing calculator. So remember, you would put those into y equals. When you have them y equals, you're going to hit graph. And remember, you might need to zoom out. So you would push the zoom button. Number 3, zoom out. Once you hit zoom out, you're going to hit second trace to calculate. Number 5 is the point of intersection. So the point of intersection of our two lines is the ordered pair 1090. I'm going to go over here and graph 1090. 10 190. I apologize. 10 190. 10 190. Hopefully I'm putting it in the right spot. Right there. So you need a line for Good Eats. I'm going to draw this the best that I can. And then I need a line for food fare. I'm going to draw that the best that I can. And remember yesterday, you have rulers, so your lines are going to look better than mine. So food fare, I'm going to label it right here. This is food fare. And then it goes below over here, food fare, because you want to make sure you know where your lines are. And then the pink line, Good Eats. And this is Good Eats over here. Now remember, there's a substitution method also, so if you don't want to use your graphing calculator, I'll just put a little note here. You could have done 10x plus 90 and set it equal to 6x plus 130. You could solve that equation. When you solve it, you get x equals 10. And then you would take that solution and you would sub it back into one of them, maybe the top one. Y equals 10 times 10 plus 90. And that's how you would get y equals 190. So you have two options. But you still have to graph your lines. Okay? So now let's go down and answer the questions that go along with this. The first one says, for what number of people is Good Eats the better deal? When it's better, it's cheaper. And the Good Eats line is on the bottom. So we know at 9 people, not 9, 10 people, it costs the same. So the better deal for Good Eats, you should have 9 or less people. Because the pink line is below the purple. It says, when is food fair the better deal? Food fair is the better deal 11 or more people. Because it's the same price at 10. So make sure you realize the food fair line is going below the point of intersection up there at 11. And then the last question says, for how many people is the cost of the party the same and at what cost? So it's 10 people, both charge $190. And that was the first example. Let's go down to the one on the bottom. Creative crafts. So creative crafts is scrapbooking lessons for $10 per hour plus a $30 supply charge. Scrapbook Incorporated does not charge for supplies, but charges $15 per hour for lessons. So once again, make sure you have your equations labeled. We need one for creative crafts. We need an equation for Scrapbook Incorporated. So for creative crafts, you should have y equals 10x plus 30. For Scrapbook Inc., you should have y equals 15x. Let's start with creative crafts. I should have a point at 30. For Scrapbook Incorporated, I should have a point at 0, 0. Now remember, if you're going to do this on your calculator, you need to go back to Zoom and press number 6 for the standard window. So if you graph these and you find the point of intersection, the point of intersection is the ordered pair 690, which means we should have a point at 690 on our graph. And you need to use your ruler and draw yourself 2 lines. The pink line is Scrapbook, in case they ask me questions, and the purple line is Creative Crafts. But in this question, they just ask, when will the cost be the same, and what is the cost? So at 6 hours, the cost is the same. $90. Let's head to the back. Oh, I'm going to have to move this back. On this one, I'm not going to read the whole thing because you should have had time to do this. It says that Main Street Buses charges $40 plus $2 a mile. County Bus Line charges $20 rental fee and $3 a mile. Again, make sure you have Main Street Bus. Main Street buses should be y equals 2x plus 40. Then you need to have County Bus Line. County Bus Line is y equals 3x plus 20. We got to graph these, so you need to know what your point of intersection is. The point of intersection is 20, 80. So if I start at 40, 1 point, I need to show that I'm starting at 20 with the other point. I need to find the ordered pair 20, 80, 20, 80. Hopefully that's in the right spot. 2080 would be this red line, and again, you have a ruler, so yours is going to look a lot better than mine. I'm freehanding these. 40 Main Street's on top here, and then county buses down here. So the question says, state what the point of intersection means. So that means in this area you need to have what 2080 means. And 2080 means after 20 miles, both companies charge $80. Then there's a question that says, what company should the science club choose if they're traveling only 18 miles? Well, hopefully by looking at your line, here is where 18 miles is. And 18, the red line should be lower than your purple line or your lines that you're looking at. So they should choose county bus lines. All right, so we're down to the last one that you had there to do. On the last one, I'm just going to skip some steps because I don't have much time left on my recording. You must put this in slope-intercept form. To put that in slope-intercept form, you need to add your 6x and such. This should be y equals negative 2x plus 3. And again, I'm skipping some steps because of time. So I'm going to go over here and graph 3. My slope is negative 2 over 1, so I go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and so on. I told you you should always have at least 5 points. Again, yours is going to look a lot better than mine because you have a ruler. It says write 2 equations that when graphed would make a triangle. So we have to make a triangle with this line. So a triangle, I'm going to start at this point and maybe go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So if I sketch this line across my paper, I'm running out of room there, what would that equation be? That equation would be y equals, my slope was up 1, right 1, so it's 1, x plus 3. So to make a triangle, all I need is another line that would intersect somewhere. So remember, you don't have to have the same ones as me. So to make a triangle, I'm going to go with the purple line and the red line. I'm going to put some more dots. This would be prettier if I had a ruler. But let's say I pick right here. I'm going to go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, or up 1, left 2. Now I have another line. Now remember, you do not have to have the same equation as me. So I went down 1, that's negative 1 over 2x minus 1. So it says here, must be true about the slope. Well, look at your 3 lines. They go in 3 different directions. So the thing that has to be the truth about the slopes must all be different. Because you have to have them going in different directions to make a triangle for 3 lines to intersect. So all the slopes have to be different. However, it says what must be true about the y-intercepts. You could say one intercept can be the same. One intercept can be the same, but the other has to be different. So you can have it going through the same y-intercept, but the other intercept will have to be different. Or both intercepts must be different. So hopefully you understand this sheet a little better. If you don't, you can email me a question. You can watch the video again.